Hey, Baragon. Sorry. Sorry, sort of not sorry at the same time. Just got crazy. How are you doing? We had storms come through with some pretty crazy lightning and thunder. So I turned off my computer and I took a nap. And that was really dumb of me, but here I am. We're going to see. I don't know if we'll be able, if I'll be able to get this going or not. The way I want it to. We're going to try it. Oh, I forgot. Yeah. I should have, I don't know, done something else. Hi, just a spinning bone blossom. Hi, Set G. Just a normal spinning bone blossom. Don't spam my channel. I'm good. Let's do that instead. Um I was going to do the zoo because we were supposed to do Zoo Nuremberg. But, well, I don't know. Oh, I don't know. Set G, why? It was funny on my computer. I could find what I was looking for, no problem on here. And now I can't find any of the stuff that I was looking at on my computer. Which is really, really odd. It does stink. So, and I know I had just looked at this. That's the crazy part. Hi, JF Blocks. So anyway, I don't know. I usually don't go live this late because I know people have later or earlier bedtimes. And I don't like to have people making the decision to stay up late. But I needed to go live, so here we are. Normally I would be winding down my chat, and instead we are here. So how is everybody? What is going on? A name. Yeah, I don't think. Hi, Trent. I don't think we'll have Carry Me Through. She might be here. She may not be here. I don't know. How are you, Trent? You know, I really think that some of these people that just said hi and nothing else are really bots. I'm not getting much done today. Yeah, that could be. She did message me at like 7:30-ish and was like, "No live tonight." You know how you wake up from a nap sometimes and you're a little groggy in the head? Yeah, that was me. I was like, "That's okay." Sometimes my brain just needs a chance to reset itself after a nap. And that's what was going on. I needed to reset my mind. I was going to do the Zoo to Do, but I signed into their website and couldn't find what I was looking for. So we're not going to do a Zoo to Do. We're just going to chat. So I sat down and worked through a bit more of the story that's going to be up hopefully Friday. And had to make it was going to be more science fiction than otherwise, but I found a way to make it not science fiction. So we will see how it turns out, if it turns out on the other channel. This seems to be the place to give updates on the channel, since I can't do it on that channel as easily. It seemed like it stormed for a good 2 hours. Okay, here's a good question, guys. Do you like your own voice's sound? No, I never have. I've always had a high pitched voice. Always, always, always. And it drives me nuts. Sometimes I wish I had a deeper voice. But at the same time, I know why I don't have a higher voice, so I'm okay with that. That just means you'll have a really deep voice when you get older. At least your voice isn't like mine. I'm going to say this is going to come out sounding really dumb, maybe, but you'll grow into it. I would love to have a deeper voice. There are times people will call the house, people that know me. And I'll answer the phone and I'll be like, hello. And they're like, oh, hi, Mom. And I'm like, I'm not my mom. And then they'll usually go, oh, oh. And then they figure it out. But even more fun is when people who call, like telemarketers or something, and I'll answer and they're like, who am I speaking with? I can play it off like, I'm the son and they're not here. Goodbye. That's the other thing I really hate. Is so-and-so here? No. Oh, well, can I sell you this? And I'm like, no. I'm That's great. I had a really cool experience at Brookfield Zoo one time. I was a teenager and we were looking at the gorillas, and there was an older gentleman there dressed in zoo attire. And we were talking, and he was telling us about the gorillas. I turned to look at the gorillas for a second, and when I turned back around, he wasn't there. And I thought, man, he's quick for an older guy. He must take lessons from me. Yeah. I'm like, where did he go? I mean, and it was pretty packed in there too, so I don't know. I'm not saying it was. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But he was also fairly tall. So, I mean, I could see losing me in a crowd. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, that sounds so cool. Are you doing that at Tampa? I got to ride an elephant. Little old me was up on the back of the one of the biggest animals in the world. Okay. Hey, I'm okay with that. You only have to be in the live for 30 seconds, and that counts as a view. Oh. And then people that are on their TVs and their phones can do likes. So, yep, it's a thing. Oh, oh my gosh. I have been so bad today. Have I talked about on here, and we'll probably talk about it again on Friday, or maybe I'll wait till Saturday. But I have been going nuts. I had, there's stuff that I want to do on the channel. I want to figure out what to do with In Back of Me. I love having the animals there. I think it adds to this live. But then I had the same background for when I do um my spooky channel, and it doesn't work so well. And I don't want to jump. I don't want to grab everything and drag it down to the basement just to do a video. So I got to figure it out. I don't know if I could get a backdrop to go up behind me or what? Oh, I need to go through and put the animals back on the shelf. My my work area has got a little cluttered. But yeah. So yeah, that's my problem. What I'd love to do is replace is maybe get something to put, I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. Yeah, the brownie that's in the corner of the pan. I have space I could put stuff. I have a shelf outside my room. I have a shelf inside my closet. I have a little bookshelf on my west wall I could put stuff. But I do want to make my biggest figures are a problem because I don't know where to put them. I have what I believe is a Patasaurus and a Diplodocus, and I don't know where to put them. And I don't even know where to put my brown bear because he's bigger than everybody else. Um, but that's okay. Ooh. I'd love to get Argentinosaur. I don't even know if that's out there, but man. I know that I'm ready for reaching that 3,000 mark. Hold on. That is so satisfying. I'm ready for that for the time when we reach the 3,000 mark for our public watch hours. And for when we break 2,000 on our subscriber list. But then I look at lives and I'm like, we have supposedly all of these people in live or that are subscribed, and they're never on. Like, what is even up with that? I mean, I'm glad that I have people on my thing because it allows me to keep doing what I'm doing. But at the same time, it's like, I'd rather have 1,000 people in live or 100 people in live and deal with it than to not have people in live. And I know it's hard because I do stuff like this, but I do have plans. Sort of. It's just a matter of being able to get them done. It's pretty sad. I'm already making plans and I don't even have the ability to carry them out. But I have those plans. I did it again. Well, I remember when we would have like at least 50 people in live at a time. So this is weird. But I'm not complaining. We get a few butt heads in live. I'm going to oh. Baragon, you will be surprised. It seems to be an up and down thing. Like, I started doing these little pop-up lives when I was babysitting my great nephew. I had the mom's permission and the grandma's permission as long as he was asleep. When he lay down for his nap, I could go live. And so I did. Right around the 1:30 mark, from like 1:30 to like 2, I would get people popping in and out. It was crazy. We would get like 3 or 4 new subscribers every single day that we went live. It is rough. There is no doubt about it. I have a schedule that I'm supposed to be following. But if I'm sick, you don't have a choice. I was listening to a guy talk about YouTube. The guy from T Storytime was talking about how he's basically a one-man show, and I can relate. Now, I think he only does a once-a-week video. That's my biggest problem. Is I don't have anybody pushing me, and sometimes I need a break. And when I take a break, my numbers drop. It's like I still haven't done shorts. I had, and I'm sure they're still out there. Good night, carry me through. Um, I don't know how much. I'm hoping. Like, I would love to say, hey, somebody in the future, type out my shorts and videos, and then I will have the pictures and the videos done. But I have to go through every day. I find the pictures that I want, then I plan the video, and then I post it, or type up the script and then I post it. Well, I'm lucky that Carrying Me Through is willing to do this. And she'll listen to me. And she's offered, but I'm like, I know what I want. And I know the source that I'm using for the video. And she is. I need to sit down and do videos tonight. I'll be up forever, but it's got to get done. Um, it's a lot. There's no doubt about that. I would like to get a hi Isaac Cortez. At some point, I want to get a manager. If I'm your motivation, where's my motivation? Um, that's the hardest part, honestly, is sometimes you're like, I'm tired. It's like I laid down to take that nap, forgot to set an alarm. I'm 50 something, and my fingers don't type as fast as they used to. Oh, no, 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 no. The only time that I delete is if I mess up. The only time I do that is if I mess up and I get something. Isaac Cortez, what is up? How are you? Or did you pop out? Um, I try to um keep identifying features out of the video. So, like, my shirts usually have nothing on it, but sometimes I forget. So if that happens, then I won't post live. But usually it's not a problem. I really do need to get back to the basics, though. I feel like I've gotten away from my original purpose. Yeah, it's big, really big. what I like to do, and it drives Carrie crazy, is no, I have not. Or maybe I have and I just don't remember it. I guess I want. Oh, come on. I guess I'll search for it. Ooh. Honestly, I do like that. I do like that actually. That is really cool. $12.99. I like all of the companies. I like all of the companies. Um, Papau from France. Sleck is good. Sometimes, and I know they're made as toys, but sometimes Sleck, the details are what I like, the little things. So it's cool. And I try to not have dupes. I have two tigers that are dupes, and I have two of the meerkats that are dupes. The problem is you can't buy directly from Papao. So I usually go to I end up going to Amazon and buying from Amazon. But I feel like it would be cheaper just to buy from the company instead of having to use a middleman. This this is what I have. That's my humpback. And I like it because it actually has the baleen in it. I think, I don't know what I have right now. Hello, everybody. We are just chit-chatting. Oh no, what is this? Pro Plum. We don't need the language. Oh, it doesn't give me the option. I had somebody come in. His name is Pro Plum, and he said expletive goof. I'm not going to repeat what he said. YouTube has this really nice feature that hides stuff before it reaches the screen, which is really nice. So he's had his warning, which means the next time I can boot him. We are just chatting. Right now we're talking about the animals that we have in our collections. Pro Plum, you're welcome to your whatever that is, your opinion. Let's see something. Hold on, I gotta see something. Oh, you've already had a timeout from me? And you have only 3 subscribers. And you've been on for 3 years. Interesting. That's very interesting. So you have 3 subscribers. You've been on for 3 years. And you're calling me a goofy clown. How's that working for you? Pro Plum, I'm not even going to answer that question. Because I don't need to. It's not my only collection. I also have the starts of a kaiju collection. Pro Plum, you're gone. I'm done. I was going to be nice. I also have a collection of various nature pieces. I have quite a few fossils. It's a little bit hard to see. but that is a trilobite. This is the head, and this is the body. He collects sort of the same stuff that I have. His might be bigger than mine. I don't know. It's sort of nice to have other people that collect the same stuff. I don't have, I mean, I have stuff from like beaches and stuff, but it's mostly stuff that I bought, to be honest. Now, this was actually collected. It was laying down in a stream, a dry stream bed, just like that. No reason to flip it over. And that little voice inside my head said, flip it over. And when I did, then I saw that. I am from the greater Chicago area. I always do that. I always get myself off screen somehow. Florida. Ugh. One thing about Florida, yeah, but but each area has its own unique nature, so it's so good. I am basically in a suburban area. We've had wild turkey, deer, possums, hawks, turkey vultures, groundhogs, raccoons, skunks, all types of birds. We even had some owls. Oh, that is cool. Have you ever seen whales or seals? Nature sometimes will surprise you. And sometimes you have to let nature surprise you. Sometimes the most surprising things are the small things. I remember being on vacation in San Francisco and taking the barges. Hi, Golden Donut 327. Yes, you do. I have actually seen video of it. Very cool. We actually have another subscriber from the Netherlands, but I have not seen him on in a while. Okay. Anyway, we were in San Francisco Bay taking the ferry across the ocean, across the bay, and off in the distance you could see heads bobbing up and down in the water. Oh, that's cool. I don't I don't even know like what the coolest thing in my collection is. You know what? I'm working on it. No, actually. Um I lasted about a year after COVID and decided to jump ship and started doing YouTube full time. This has always been my hobby. I wouldn't even know where to begin. So I turned my hobby into YouTube. I do have a box that I call the Danger Box. And right now it's not so much about danger as much as it is just garbage. Little bits and pieces of the collection. These are probably my favorite things in um my collection. This is a textile cone. These guys can kill people or unalive, I should say. Very beautiful. I'm doing what I've always wanted to do. I love nature education. Sometimes it's even finding things in the grocery store. I wanted to work in zoos. Well, you have to love what you do. And sometimes we don't get that. No. No. I'm able to do what I do, but at the same time I'm struggling. I'm an author. I have books out, but people got to buy them. My subscriber rate right now is 1,688. So no, I don't have a million subscribers, but I'm better off than I was 2 years ago. 2 years ago I had like 50. I've been hustling. And probably by October I will have 3,000 public watch hours. Yes. Yep, basically. I adjusted. If you see my early videos, I mean, I've sold stuff. I'm not saying that I've never sold anything. Because that would be a lie. But um it's hard. And I'm not knocking other nature um guys out there. I'm not going to get stung for you guys. I'm not going to get bit for you. I'm not going to put myself in harm's way for a video. I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to do goofy content just to get views. Yeah, sort of. But I was burning out at work, taking a risk of getting hurt at work. I was basically making peanuts anyway. No, Louis, you're fine. I get it. I was probably a little stupid. But compared to where I was 2 years ago, I'm not complaining. Would I love to have, the money and whatnot? Yeah. And it's not like I don't drive. So it does make it hard. But at the same time, hello. At the same time, it's honest. Louis, I don't worry about it. It's all good. I manage it. Hello. And I do apply to places. I'm not discussing my age and I'm not discussing my gender. And those two things are not negotiable. But as far as owning a house, I don't own a house. As far as healthcare goes, it's manageable. Do I live in America? I hope so. It is. I do at the moment. And I'm hoping to actually get a job. But we'll see. Oh, naturalist. Any day of the week. Or a full-fledged author. Life doesn't always turn out the way we want it to. I agree. Right now it's fiction. I don't do a lot with nonfiction. And I'm not saying that I'm the best, but you can check out my stories for better or for worse on my other channel. Right now, it's mostly spooky stuff. What I'm failing at is converting my writing to another format. The new Stephen King, absolutely not. I would not put myself up there with Stephen King. I'm putting out about 2 new stories each week. I am writing my stories and then telling them online. So usually I would write them and compile them into something of a book. That's Baragon Productions, sort of what I write about. The last story that came out was a werefrog. Um there are right now, let's see. Have I ever wrote a book? Hezron 45. I have 2 books. They are self-published, but they're still written. Right now, I have how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. I have 22 stories. Actually 21 because actually 23 because 2 of them are a part 2 or have part 2s. My greatest passion, probably nature, insects and edible medicinal plants, but nature in general, endangered species. But I also really love my writing. And I can do a mix. I'm pretty adaptable when it comes to that. True. Um, Sometimes I feel like my problem is not knowing which one is going to reach somebody, which one is going to be the one that catches somebody's eye. I have a vampire story, the first 10 chapters of it, up on Amazon. It was supposed to have a part 2 to it, but it wasn't selling. So I wasn't about to. Yes, I know. I know all too well. But I'm also not working with a publisher. And I don't have, being a small channel, I do everything. So the only thing I don't really do by myself as much is moderating. I do have a moderator. Baragon, I think dinosaurs would be cool. I've been on for an hour and 18 minutes already. Yeah, I guess I have. You know what, Louis? I wish I could. I would love to, but I probably can't. To be honest, I agree, Baragon Productions. I think their crazy made up dinosaurs is nuts. But I will say, and I wish they would have done a better job with creating and being accurate with their dinosaurs. The two best examples I have are the spitters and the velociraptors. And I'm sure there's others. It is. I use AI to review my stories. Because I work from a title. I don't work from when I create a story. It's a process. Yeah, but we knew in 93. No. No, I don't need to. Right, they never did. But they were spitting something. I think they were the same dinosaurs. I use it to edit. Once I have a working title, then I will go to it and I'll say, here is what I have. This is my title. And what I do is I will come up, right? I don't know if I have. No, I don't. But I'll come up with a story title. Let's see if I can get it to do it. Whoops. What happened? Let's see. We're going to do walking in daylight. I call it fleshing out a story. So basically, I sit down with it. And I actually have some here that I need to do. Right. Maybe. I never said I was a great artist. Or never said I was a great author. And that's all I can ask. To be honest. So I would never say I will always downplay myself. Always and forever. I'm the guy who can sit down from just a title and within an hour have a working story. I am not going to say that I don't have flaws. Because so, for example, I'll cheat. This is a story that has not been written yet. It's called Anything. The guy is reading from a book by a campfire, and he invites his friends and begins to read. His friends end up being drained into the book. And before the night is done, the guy that's reading the book transforms into a vampire. Some of the stories might be repeats of stuff that's already out there. The trick is, I think, is to make it your own. And that's what I'm trying to do. I use the AI to help me flesh out the story. To come up with the concept. To help me come up with the concept. As far as inspiration goes, I will watch. Sometimes it comes from listening to a video, to a piece of music, and the words will hit me, so I'll write the words down. That could become a story later on. Or inspiration comes from watching a folklore video. And then I'm like, that would make a really cool story. So I'll write down the creature's name or whatnot. By far, my favorite being to write are vampires. I don't know why. Not because they're like the end creature, but well, what are you? What I think sets me apart from the other writers, it comes through in my writing. But I really don't need the AI to come up with the idea. But I can make the characters seem real, I think. If I'm working with a bigger story, you can see that. But some writers are like stuck in one like segment of writing, one genre. Or yeah, anyway, I can jump. I could be doing I don't I'm not bothered. One day I could be writing vampires, and the next minute I'm writing a story about a guy who wakes up and I don't know, he's able to read minds. Or I could be writing well, right now it's a gimmick. A gimmick that needs work, but a gimmick. I was worried that I wouldn't be able to compete. And I'm not making the inroads that I made with this channel. This channel I made 50 once I got serious about it. I was making inroads with subscribers pretty quickly. I think within the niche, I made 50 subscribers in 6 months. And for me, with all the competition that's out there, it's not easy, but I made it. And I'm going to make it with this. I have a character. I write the stories, and then he tells the story. I'd love to eventually, if I had a friend that I could say, hey, could you make this into a comic somehow? Or I'd love for it to be AI. I can work AI. I don't want it to be a publisher. I don't want it to be published. I want it. It was a suggestion from my subscribers. I read it, they liked it, so I started doing it. Yes. This one is strictly for the fun of it. I mean, I do have. Hold on. I have that. Because it's fun. I love the creative process. I'm not looking to get rich off of the stories. I do, but I'm not working with a manager. I have. It probably doesn't show up in the writing. But I have a learning disability. It probably doesn't show up very much, but it's there. It's like that thorn in your side. So I have to work around that. And honestly, with as much as I work on the other channel, as much as I work on this channel, sometimes, yeah. If I could get if I could get um um I wouldn't say that necessarily. The other channel, this channel, definite plans, like there's goals. This one is still in its infant. The storytelling one is still in its infancy. So we're going to see. Give me a second. I'm doing what I can within my limits. And maybe I'm putting and allowing my limitations to limit me. But when you're told that you can't do this and you can't do that, it kind of ticks you off. So we're going to do this one. Like in my head, I know what I want. Um, I know what I want and I can see it. Well, here's my thing. If I can get you to watch my videos and listen to the stories, then maybe I can get you to buy my books. If you like these stories enough that you're watching fairly regularly, then maybe you'll like the other books and you'll read those. Granted, they're ebooks, but they're still a book. And I don't think the goals are necessarily unrealistic. At this point, I'm doing the best that I can with what I have. And maybe it's not going to get me mega rich. That's okay. This channel is more about what I want. So the plan for this one is to help people increase their knowledge of nature. My goal that's fine. Just know that I don't necessarily follow the rules. I make sure that I'm within the rules of YouTube, but I'm not about to hand over my stuff to somebody that I don't know. I've made it this far by myself. And maybe it's taken me a little bit longer to get here than other people. Absolutely. It's why I grind. It's why I try to be on. I'm usually not on at this time of night. My editing skills need to be improved. Louis, I get it. But I'll get there. But I need to go because I've got to get some stuff done. So I will talk to you later. If you want to talk more, subscribe. Thank you for coming in, everybody. Good night.